Okay, this is the third part, or third of your Irish. This is the third part of 33 and a third. This is the third part of the section of videos, and we're up to 96%, as you can see. So I started the camera back again, just in case we decided to reboot and we missed it. We don't want to miss the reboot, do we? It should give us a prompt asking us to reboot and giving out to us about the floppy disk in the drive, and telling us what we should be doing with our lives and where we should be going. And in fact, we probably shouldn't be watching these videos and doing something, like talking to real people, But unfortunately, no friends. Oh God, I have to talk to a computer. Oh, anyway, so back to the machine. Yeah, 98%. We're nearly there. Hard drives are grinding away. Oh, come on, come on, come on. I'll show you something while we wait. This little device here, excellent for testing power supplies if you don't want to be messing with a multimeter. Just plug your power supply in, little green lights light up. You can test your Molex connectors as well. Little green lights will tell you what's failing, what's working, what's not. Very handy. Ah, there we are, 100%. Okay, so restarting your computer and finishing setup. So now I'm going to run Windows 95 for the first time. So here we go. It's testing the memory there. We have, this is, as I've already said, it's the ATI Mach 32, as you can see at the top there. It's telling you which one it is. It's 64 megs of RAM, and we have Windows 95 on it. So it's testing the RAM at the moment. It is a 486. I put 64 megs into it. I put in as much as I could physically fit in the damn thing. I'm actually going to see if I can get, I think I can get up to 128 into this. So I might actually try that, although I'm trying to verify what size it will actually physically take. And at the moment I haven't got the 32 meg Edo RAM chips to actually try, so I can't actually just give it a lash. But I think I'll buy a set just to see. But I think this will actually take 128, which would be very interesting for a 486. It's already taken 64, which a lot of people say it shouldn't, Okay, don't worry about that keyboard interface error. That's the actual setup I have. Basically the setup I have is I've got two machines running off a little switch down below, so it'll say that now and then. Just refocusing. There, getting ready to run Windows 95 for the first time. I'm hoping you can hear the hard drive there grinding away. CPU I've just touched with the back of my hand, and mother of God, it's hot. So this 486 is cooking. It's something I can't get to work. That doesn't work for me. It's supposedly a little thing you plug in to the motherboard, and I've used the CF card, as you can see. I'll just take the CF card out of it, and basically it acts as a hard drive. I've never got it working. I've tried it on a brand new machine, it still doesn't work. Now this is giving us the username and password for our network. Now if you've got a network set up with servers on it that require a username and password, this is the time to actually put them in. If you haven't got a network with a username and password on it, you can just avoid this bit and not type anything in at all. although I do recommend you put in the username. In this case we're just going to put down the username as valued. It basically allows you to log into the TCP IP network. We have got a network here on the system. We have a NAS QNAP external server, 16 terabytes. It's going to say gigabytes there for now. We then also have a external 1 gig MyBook World from Western Digital, which was my original external. Now that external hard drive I use for like the Windows 95, where they prefer to be seeing FAT32 partitions or FAT partitions, whereas if you use the NAS QNAP machine, because it's NTFS based, it doesn't like that, you know. So at the moment there you can see it's just detecting the hardware. That mouse pointer out of the way for you. I have to say, when I had the old 386 from AST, the AST 386 16 megahertz, we were running Windows 3.1 on it, and when we jumped over to Windows 95, I wasn't using the 386, although I did try to install Windows 95 onto the 386 since it mentioned that it was able to take the AST, but unfortunately it took it took about 9 hours to install, and of course it was on floppy disk because I had no CD. Well, I did have a CD-ROM drive, but I had no CD, only the floppies. So I was installing Windows 95 via floppy disks. It was version A I was installing at that stage. Machine that I got the floppy disks with was 100 megahertz. Or my brother actually got it. Was a 100 megahertz machine he bought back in the 90s. And he bought it when he got his first job, which was quite interesting. So it was a 100 megahertz machine. Sometime afterwards, I got a bit of money and I basically bought myself a Pentium 120 based machine. And the Pentium 120 based machine came with Windows 95 on CD. So that was quite impressive. Later on, of course, we both bought more modern machines. I bought my first more modern machine, which was an Advent PC from PC World. It was a Pentium 350. My brother then, he bought his more modern machine. His more modern machine, I think he upgraded his existing machine to a 233 megahertz with MMX technology with a Cyrix chip. I think that's the way he went with it. Eventually then I was in computers in a big way, and making them, selling them, building them. So his next machine was a machine that I built from, which was an AMD of some flavour. I'm not too sure which one. I think it was an Athlon we sold him rather than a Duron. I had a Duron 800, he had an Athlon, Jesus, 1 gigahertz or something. So we were using these old machines for a long time before we upgraded. Matter of fact, I never even went and had a K6 from AMD until I actually went and started building it for other people. That's when I actually had a K6. Time zone. Time zone setup. Time zone setup. Date and time we set up in the BIOS earlier on, so we're going to leave it. I never set. It's not that time. It's 4:33 in the afternoon. Okay. We don't have a printer to set up, so we won't be setting up a printer today on it. We do have a network printer on the network, of course, but I don't think it'll allow us to Microsoft Mail. Yeah. We don't have the messaging settings at the moment because if I set them up, it's only going to interfere with my email. Network printer. It's not going to detect this printer because it's not plugged in at the moment. But we could browse for it there and have a look at our network. So let's restart the computer. And let's bring it back into Windows, and we'll have a quick look around Windows 95. And we'll have to see if we can see an external hard drive. Now this is basically your first Windows 95 boot from the beginning. So let's see how quick it goes in. Just in case you haven't seen this yet either, that's set up now and Windows is working there. We're going to have a look at it in a second. But this is an example of the video cards inside the machine. This is the ATI Mach 32 video card. A guy on the internet told me that this chip here is the RAM DAC for this actual board. Now, I have seen them for sale without that RAM DAC installed. I haven't been brave enough to actually pull that out of there, which I said I would do, and actually see if the machine actually works without that RAM DAC installed. That's the RAM there, those little pieces there, in case you don't know what they are. Okay, let's get to the machine. Here's Windows 95, the startup screen, everything's ready to go. Let's see if we can see anything on the network. Well, the NAS QNAP is seen now, right? Ah! Password. Ah! I've forgotten about it. Oh yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. So it's letting me see it this time. Anyway. Let's see if this works. Full screen 3D. Oh, you. Yeah, that's a bit painful, isn't it? Let's do that again. Do it 8 and see what happens. There's a little bit of software 3D on a 486. As you can see, it's about as fast as a snail going on a wall. You know? Anyway, that's 3D. It is 3D. Woo! You know, pixels, vertical, vectors, all that sort of crap. We're trying to know what the crap is. A twist. And let's try this mode in full screen. See? Tell a 486 couldn't do it. Let's try to zoom in there a bit. There's a 486 running 3D in software mode. That's how good these 486s are. They actually have a fair bit of power to them. What else can we run there? Nothing else at that rate. Just those little demos there. What to run here? Let me see. Go back onto our computer and see if it detected that SCSI hardware. That'll be interesting. Oh! Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Let's format it. Quick arrays. Yep. Now the highest level of DirectX that Windows 95 should take is 8.1 as far as I remember. We can try it now. We have it there, so we'll try and install. We'll just let this format first. And we'll try it. So anyway, that's the SCSI hard drive formatting there. I'm going to be running on a battery pair any moment now, so I better try and find something to plug this thing in with. I'm just trying to get the power sorted out here. Okay. That's a SCSI drive now that I've been formatted within Windows 95. It always helps. You plug the power in and turn it on. There we are. Now we're good. So that's the SCSI hard drive there being detected as well, so that's good. Properties. Now in the actual control panel we can look and see what's after happening, see what's installed, see if anything is not installed. There you see what version B, as you can see. The device drivers, SCSI controller, sound, video and game controllers. $64, 94% free. Everything's good. The display here will let me show you the actual machine how it's running. So let's have a look at the settings. 256 is entered in it. Let's go for true colour. Apply setting. Start. Do without restarting. Yes, I do. Screensaver. 3D maze preview. Let's see how this works. Right. Okay. Let's try that again. What I've done there is I've reduced the settings just a bit. That's a bit better. This is a software 3D, using a software renderer in Windows 95, of course. It uses it's bad. Let's try the OpenGL version. barrel box. Settings. As you can see, the machine seems to be, the actual video card seems to be capable of actually displaying the icon, but the machine is just too slow to actually push the power through. So you've got this sort of graphic that looks okay, but yeah, it's not being able to run it. So I don't think I'll be playing Unreal on this computer anytime soon. Okay, that's really enough of that. I'm only going to bore you to tears if I go any further. So that's 20 more minutes of your time. I'm very glad you've watched it this far. If you want to see more, just check out the page there, and there'll be a few more bits up there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to try and install DirectX on it and see if that works. Try DirectX 8.1, and we'll take it from there.